Hey everybody,
Hi.
we went to PAX South.
We did. We're very tired.
it was very exciting. I think it's one of the first big conventions Russ has ever been to.
Yeah, it is.
It was
Yeah.
my second time at. It was my third time at a PAX actually, but only my second time at PAX South. So, and I hadn't been there in a couple of years, so it had grown bigger. So we thought we could tell a tale of our grand adventures, starting with the fact that I don't think Russ and I are both human. I'm not making judgments here, but there's no way that the definition of human being can encompass both him and me. It doesn't. One of us can't be in the group.
Well, I'm not human.
Oh, God.
I'm blurry in photographs.
No, that's
and-
true. You're always slightly out of
Yeah.
focus. Because, see, like, I have this weird thing where every 3 to 4 hours I want to eat. And I'm not saying a massive meal, but I like to eat every 3 to 4 hours, which I don't feel is weird. Russ likes to eat about once a month. And so every
Once a day. I need to eat once a day.
So every time it'd be like, Russ, we haven't eaten in 6 hours. I'm hungry. I need to eat something. And he'd go, oh my God! There was a lot of judgment going on because I wanted to eat every 3 to 4 hours.
I don't know where you put that much food all the time.
Right in all of this.
All the time.
Then we get to the hotel room, and I'd set the thermostat to 66 degrees.
66 degrees when it's
It doesn't matter what it is.
36 degrees outside.
It doesn't matter what it is inside or outside. You're only inside. You're only inside. It's the only
But
place
it's
the temperature
cold
matters.
outside. You want it to be warm inside.
I am best served slightly chilled.
No.
And so at 66 degrees, Russ and I are in 2 separate beds in the hotel room. Russ is under, like, not just the 2 blankets on the bed, but a third blanket that he has brought.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I am wearing shorts and a t-shirt, and I have no blanket on whatsoever. And I'm perfectly comfortable. Russ is freezing to death a foot away from me.
I was thinking about just sleeping in my sweater.
Again,
In my Mr. Rogers cardigan.
I don't know how both of us can be human. Me, when I sleep, I need as much silence as humanly possible. Russ has to have Netflix going.
Yes,
in
I
order-
have to have the TV on. I have to have like a low TV show that I'm familiar with that I'm listening to go to sleep.
So, I don't think Russ and I are both human. One of us can't be. One of us is something
Or
else.
it's just the brilliance of all the human spectrum. It's just wonderful how unique each of us is, like a beautiful snowflake. You're a beautiful snowflake.
Oh, okay. So that was just me and Russ stuck on a weekend adventure together. But PAX itself was a lot of fun. What did you enjoy, Russ?
My favorite part, I like the panels. I really liked the panels.
We went to all but one of the panels together because one of the panels required literally running from one end of the building to the other behind the panel hosts whose previous panel had run long that we were at. And they were like, make a hole! And they had to run all the way across the building. And I went with them. And Russ was just like, I'm good.
I'm an adult and not an athlete, so I don't run.
Whereas I am clearly the athletic one of the pair. I just realized I was looking really short.
Oh.
So I feel better now. So what panel did you enjoy?
Well, Gabe and Tycho, the Penny Arcade panel,
The Make a Strip panel.
was my favorite just because it was funny. It was funny.
The Jackbox one was pretty funny, too.
It was fun too. My phone didn't work, so I couldn't participate.
That's true.
And I like to participate. I'm a participator sometimes.
We also had fun at the VR or VRn't y'all,
Yeah, that was funny.
which
Yeah,
was
anything that made me laugh.
VR or VRn't y'all was a panel of VR industry experts and designers who were basically just spitballing, trying to come up with the worst idea ever for a game. The one that Russ liked the most was where you put on the VR headset and it's actually linked in real time to a horse in a field that also has a headset on that is just constantly running in circles and you have no control over it.
Yeah.
And the horse is vomiting.
And then if you look around at all of the other horses, they're all vomiting. And there's like a rustler in the field
Agitating
like,
them.
agitating the horses so that they just keep running and vomiting. And
It's Vomit Simulator.
In the moment, that was absolutely hilarious to me.
I went to the Loading Ready Run panel because I'm a big Loading Ready Run fan. It was a lot of them were out sick, so a lot of the stuff they had planned to do did not work out because they were out sick. I also got to see another internet celebrity that I like, Kate Stark. I got to run into her multiple times. There was a fist bump at one point that she initiated. It was very exciting.
I heard about it a lot.
Of course, there were tons of people in good costumes. There were some very impressive
there were
costumes.
some great costumes.
A Chie, Neptunia, a couple of Nesses.
There were Nesses. There were a lot of Jokers from Persona 5.
A lot of Jokers from Persona 5. There were also a couple of Jokers from DC.
Yeah.
Various genders. Lots of Links.
Yep.
What else did we see?
One of my favorite was On from Persona 5.
There was
an
an On.
Did an amazing job.
We did not get to spend much time with On, but yes, it was well done.
It was really good. Who else did I like?
There was
there were a lot of
apparently
good-
Ruby from Ruby.
Yeah, there was Ruby from Ruby, which I had a very difficult time explaining to Jeff about.
All I wanted to know was what show she was from.
And she's from Ruby.
No, not the name of the character, the name of the show.
Ruby.
Yes. What show is she from?
Ruby.
Yes. What show is she from?
Ruby.
That is who we're talking about.
It is.
This went on for a while.
She was good. We saw all three main characters from Nier, which you don't know about, but 2B and Nines.
Or not.
2B.
Or not.
Or not. Yeah.
That was my hilarious joke all weekend.
Right.
Every time he'd say, "Look, there's a 2B." Or not.
There were several 2Bs.
Or not.
And there was a Nines.
So a lot of people put a lot of effort into the costumes. It was very impressive. Russ decided he wanted to get into Magic the Gathering.
I did. I'd been thinking about it for a while, and this was my opportunity.
Because they are very, very big on getting new players into it. So they give you free cards and like discounted packs and tutorials and
Yep. So I've been practicing.
so
And next year we're going to go back and I'm going to lose a Magic tournament.
that's his big plan.
That's my goal for next PAX.
We got some swag.
Yes, we did.
I got a couple of t-shirts and I got a little plush E-Tank from Mega Man.
And I got a Zelda Nindoroid, and I got a Poogie, which I don't even play Monster Hunter, but it was just cute.
It looks like a little pig in a blanket.
Yeah, and I got a Koromaru from Persona 3.
Oh yes, I got the Persona 3 poster. Actually, you can reach that. It's right there.
Ah, Persona 3.
I really am trying to get away from like all these kinds of posters and everything on my walls because I'm trying to adult. I really am. But this was just so stylish. Welcome to the Velvet Room, and just the art style I like a lot. It's small. I'll throw it in a frame and I'll throw it up somewhere. I've been trying to cut down on the stuff on my walls, but it's just so stylish and cool.
I will give you that.
Go ahead.
And that's what I do.
Stick that
too.
back over there for me.
You know, I decorate with some video game related stuff, but I look for stuff like that you wouldn't even necessarily know.
Yeah, that's
what it's about.
That's kind of what I do too. Is the more adult,
Right.
and I don't mean that in like mature boobs out, but I mean like stylized.
No, like stylized posters and things.
Where it's not just screenshots from the game. It's
Right.
an artist reinterpreted elements.
Yeah.
And it looks neat. So that'll go up somewhere because I like the way that looks. We went through the True Dungeon tutorial.
We did.
And next year we'll go through the True Dungeon proper. It seemed like a fun experience.
Before I invested money in it, I wanted to see if
Yeah, and like
I would have a
First
heart
of
attack
all,
in the middle or something.
I think we might have misunderstood. I don't think you have to spend money. I think you have the option of spending money to get more
Well,
tokens
you get,
to start.
Yes, you get more right. But
To
if
a-
you don't have any tokens,
Well,
I
no,
would-
they said they give you 8. He said we give you 8,
Okay.
and
But
then you
still,
can
if
buy
you
more.
only have 8, I would think you would die pretty quickly.
Well, just like in life, if you
Yeah.
don't have enough money, you die. Thanks, Obamacare.
Oh, I'm not even going to comment.
No.
Thanks, Trump Care.
Yes.
Anyway.
I was being facetious, by the way. I'm not really talking about healthcare. I was just trying to make a cheap punchline. I apologize.
Good job.
Yes.
That was excellent.
We saw the keynote speaker was one of the head guys, the CEO of Alchemy Labs, who did Job Simulator. He talked a lot about the VR experience and what makes a good VR experience, and it was very interesting.
It was. I really liked that one. My favorite part was talking about cutting things with knives. People want to be able to cut things with knives in VR, but there's so many different possibilities for cutting. It's too difficult to program that.
Yeah, because basically you've now taken one item and turned it into 16 items,
Right.
which is harder to track, and it can slow down, and apparently if they're shuffling next to each other, they can fall through the table. So they tried to solve that.
Yes, my favorite part was when they tried to solve that by making it so that you could grab a knife, but then it just went into like jelly whenever you tried to slice an object.
It would refuse to cut, and it would actually move around the outside. So if you were trying to cut a carrot, it just had this semicircle would form,
Right.
like it was a liquid that wouldn't cut. It looked pretty fascinating,
Yeah.
and they said this was a horrible idea. Like, seeing this does not tell you how sickening it feels to actually have the knife do that. So there are no
it's
knives
very
in Job
true.
Simulator.
They brought up very good points that when you get into virtual reality, people's expectations are that you can interact with everything just like you can in the real world. So if you have a table of objects, and even if like most of the objects you can pick up, if there's one that you can't, it's super disappointing, and that's really, really true. When I played, because I played Job Simulator for the first time this weekend, and I get it. You really become immersed in it, and you want to interact with everything like you can in the real world. I started drinking the coffee creamer.
Yes. Well, just like I got to meet one of my celebrities that I like, Kate Stark, you got to meet a person.
We got to go to the panel about fantasy world building and story building with Michael Dante DiMartino,
who is
the co-creator of Avatar: The Last Airbender, which is the good Avatar, and Legend of Korra.
I know neither of these, but Russ was very excited.
I was very excited. I was disappointed that I forgot to bring, because I knew he was going to be there, but I didn't bring like my Korra art book or anything for him to sign. But it was still fun hearing him talk. So.
And we got to pay way too much money for small amounts of mediocre food.
Yes, you more than me, because I only ate virtually once a day.
True. We had a really nice hotel, but it was half a mile away, and I thought I had literally booked the one that was next door. Half a mile turned out not to be a big deal. I mean, it wasn't a problem.
No,
but
it wasn't a bad walk.
I thought I had gotten the one next door. It's the difference between we stayed at the Hyatt Regency, and I thought we were staying at the Grand Hyatt. And I think it's unfair to put two hotels that are named that similarly right next to each other, half a mile apart.
We'll know for next time.
Yes.
It wasn't a bad walk, and it was a nice hotel.
Yeah. And it was nice that they had a coat check, considering, it was very cold this weekend. In Texas, it was very cold. At least by Texas standards.
Right.
It was like 35. I think that's cold anywhere.
That's cold. Yeah.
I'm not saying it's freezing, but I think 35 gets to be cold anywhere.
It's true.
What else? Did we do anything else? Did we have any other fun?
Those were the highlights. I mean,
Russ wants to go again next year.
Obviously, I have a Magic tournament to lose.
I beat him at Smash Up because I've never lost at Smash Up.
Yeah.
So that was fun. I should sign up for a Smash Up tournament so I could finally lose.
You should feel proud of yourself. You lost to someone who had never played the game before. I mean, you won against someone who had never played the game before.
To be fair, the first time I played it, I won against the person teaching me how to play. And then he said that his deck he picked a really bad deck, so then I went ahead and grabbed that and beat him with the bad deck that he had just lost with. So I've got
Congratulations.
So I guess that was kind of our PAX South adventure.
Yeah, it was fun.
Oh, we filmed little videos. Mm-hmm. So for Home on the RNG, in case you guys haven't seen Home on the RNG, it's where we review JRPG video games. and we open up each episode with little 5-second skits of me or Russ. Think 80s TV show, where it introduces the character with a moment from the show, except we make up the little skits. So we filmed a bunch of those with participants, and one in particular turned out really well, where there was a guy who had a really good Daredevil costume. So I went up to him, and I got him to agree to do this bit. But it was me making fun of him for being blind, being all up in his face, and then he was supposed to hit me. Except instead of hitting me, he lunged for me to grab me. And since that's not what I was prepared for, I started going backwards. I've got a bad knee. There was a cardboard thing behind me. So as I'm going backwards, I start to lose my balance. Now, the Daredevil guy is trying to hold me up, like he's trying to catch me and prevent me from falling, and fails. So I fall. And then he helps me up. And it looks fantastic in the video. You have to look for that episode of Home on the RNG. I believe it's going to be the Dragon Quest II episode of Home on the RNG is where that clip starts. It is so good because it looks like Daredevil is assaulting the living daylights out of me.
I've never seen someone so excited about...
It looked great!
About what looks like an assault.
I wanted it to look like an assault. It looks fantastic because even though he's trying to help me near the end, prevent me from falling, since his face isn't quite to the camera, you can't see his expression. It looks like he's still just assaulting me. People came up afterwards to like, oh my God, what's going on? Are you okay? Somebody's breaking Rule 3. There's violence going on. Like, no. We planned this. It's okay. And then I just crop out the part where he helps me up. It looked great. We did other fun little skits. Russ talked to Futaba and then got punched out by Little Mac.
Yeah.
What else did we have? Oh God, we had other things. Oh, Russ got stabbed by a Spartan.
Yes, I think it was a Spartan.
Yes, okay. And various other things happened. I remember a couple others, but watch Home on the RNG. That's where you'll get to see these little bits. We also got to meet up with our musical expert. Speaking of Home on the RNG,
yeah.
We have a new musical expert that's joining us, starting with the Dragon Quest II reviews. He's my friend Mike, who actually writes for video game music online. He lives in San Antonio, which is where PAX South was, so he came to the hotel room, and we shot some music review segments, which was really great.
It was fun, yeah. I learned a lot. I was rapt.
I might, if he's willing, go back and sit with him and have him review the music segments from previous games. Like, actually have, like, bonus episodes of Home on the RNG, where, like, he reviews music from 2 games, and that's just an episode by itself. Anyway.
Pretty neat.
That was our PAX South adventure. Our legs are tired, our poor bones, because we are middle-aged.
Yes, I am spending today and tomorrow just resting my willy bones.
You're going home at some point, right?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
In my own home.
Okay.
I'm going to west my willy bones.
I enjoy having you around and all, but eventually...
Right.
Eventually, you gotta go.
Yeah.
Okay.
I need to ice my knee.
So that was it, Jeff and Russ's PAX adventure, and then we drove home to Russ reenacting scenes from the Golden Girls in a 2-hour car ride. So
that's what you've come to expect.
There was that.
I mean, we've only known each other 17 years, and there are like 180 episodes. So, we got 180 years worth of material. Yeah.
I'm never going to PAX again.
You are.
No, we're probably going next year. So that was it. PAX South was a great show.
It was fun.
If you've never been to a PAX, you should go to one. It's my understanding PAX South is not as densely populated. So, if you like a little breathing room, that might be the one for you.
This was a good kind of starter convention for me, I think, if this was... not nearly as crowded as the others, or, I don't know, some other convention.
So there you go. Thanks for Gabe and Tycho for putting together a great event. We had a great time. That's it. Thanks for all the panelists, the Loading Ready Run people especially, because I enjoy Loading Ready Run. You should go watch their stuff. To Mike for helping us out. Mm-hmm. And to you guys for watching. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.